What's good, everybody? It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. And I just caught these people in a major lie, y'all. But first and foremost, before we get into that, Trump just announced minutes ago that they have apprehended the shooter in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Now, I'm going to go right into it and break this thing down. Make sure you like the video on the way in. This is breaking news, first on the scene. Let's go.
We were all watching that.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is very nice of you. Any updates on this suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued and we all don't get sued and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there.
Now, how is it that they had absolutely nothing about the suspect, but Trump addressed the nation just yesterday claiming that it was a Democratic extremist who carried out the hit? How would he know that? How do we know it wasn't a Republican who carried out the hit if you knew nothing about the individual? And now the right is calling for a civil war in America right now based on those egregious assumptions or straight up lies and false narratives. And the reason that they put that out there is because that was the agenda from the beginning. To make Charlie Kirk a martyr while demonizing the left in order to cause more conflict in the country. And also simultaneously solidifying MAGA, because now they have someone who died in the line of duty, right? Let's go.
And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
and he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah,
now, was it a suspicion, or was it preconceived notions, or was it propaganda from the beginning to cause more conflict? Now, this brother just asked a very valid question. Is it what you suspected? Was it a Democratic extremist?
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on here?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well.
Was that a microaggression right there? No. See, he asked the question that needed to be asked. First and foremost, why did you announce to the nation that there was a strong left and you didn't know who did it? Wouldn't we at the very least consider that extremely irresponsible for the president to get on TV and say, you know, it was a left extremist and you knew nothing about the suspect, right?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on here?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well.
You know, he just basically sunned this man for asking him the question. And let's see if Donald Trump answers the question, right? Because that was a fair question. Hey, is it what you suspected? Because there's a lot of tension out there right now. HBCUs are being targeted. There's a lot going on. Is it what you suspected?
But yeah, I think that I don't.
See, this is what they do to people. Listen, give him a pat on the back, pat on the leg. Hey, you did a good job. He's a professional. Why is he treating him like a little boy on TV? Hey, you did a good job. He's a professional reporter, a journalist. Let's continue.
Fantastic job, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. But yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots.
He didn't answer the question. He deflected. Why? Because he's not going to be the one responsible for spinning the narrative. And that question caught him off guard because, listen, Trump is just a Manchurian candidate. Trump is just a talking head. He's not responsible for how the media is going to spin this situation. All right? Let's continue.
Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned and, they said, whoa, it's interesting. We had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
Thank you.
You always have breaking news, Ainsley.
Yeah, and this was just announced about 25 minutes ago, right? And I definitely have to jump on this because I caught these people in a huge lie. And I'm going to bring it up looking at the first video when he addressed the nation as well. So y'all stay tuned for this one because this is looking like a show of House of Cards. This is definitely looking like scandal out here. This is all wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The media is lying about a lot of things, right? And they can't be trusted. This is what we're beginning to really realize here. All right. There's some real janky business going on right now. And we got to have our eyes open.
Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the
I
police
think so.
officers that got this guy.
They did a great job, everybody worked together. Pam Bondi is incredible, by the way. People don't know what a star she is. She's incredible. And it all worked out.
Could I ask you just some clarification? So a pastor was able to turn him in, and where they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way. And
A minister who's involved with law enforcement.
And his good friend is a top U.S. Marshal.
A top U.S. Marshal. Now, all of this is very interesting because there's a lot of military connections to all of this. And we've seen military hand gestures from people that was sitting right next to Charlie Kirk. And let me be perfectly clear about this. I'm not no way, shape, or form. Well, I'll save that. We'll bring that up in the meanwhile. But let's go.
And they took it from there, and then it was a father got involved, namely his father, and said, we got to go in. And they, as I understand it, and again, subject to change, but, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
Did the father know about what the son had done?
I don't know. I'm going to let you get all those questions later because I can't tell you how accurate. The bottom line is they have somebody that they think did it.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brad.
So there you have it. The president announced that they have someone that they think did it. He seems pretty sure that it's him. Now, we know if we come to find out they got the wrong suspect again, whoever did it, whoever really did it, is never going to get caught, right? At this point. But listen, the news been all over the place. Now, I want to share with you all the first time Donald Trump addressed the nation about this situation. And I want y'all to pay very close attention to this video, all right? I want y'all to look very closely. I'm going to put this on pretty much full screen, and I'm doing this for a reason. I want y'all to look at this video. This is the first time he addressed the nation. Pay close attention to the actual visuals of this video.
With grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is AI. Now I want you to look at his hand. I want you to look at what his hand just did. I want you to really pay attention to this, right? This is AI. When have you heard Trump actually look directly in the camera, read a teleprompter accurately? He never does that. That is not his form of addressing the nation. He normally will have something that he can look down on, subtle notes that he can refer to, but I personally believe that Trump can't read. That's what I truly believe that. But we've seen him, but look, just pay attention. Look at this.
Charlie was a patriot.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was unnatural hand movement.
And horror. Charlie was a patriot.
Now I know AI when I see it. This is AI. Now, I want to point out, I also want to point out what was said here. I want to point out what was said here. Now we know, look, this is an AI video. Let's go.
Shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that...
It's pre-recorded CGI for sure. That is CGI. That hand movement told on itself.
His life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is...
He said it was a man of deep, deep faith, and now they're saying that the individual who caught the person who allegedly did the shooting of Charlie Kirk, the assassination, they saying he was a man of deep faith. So what is the agenda here right now? What is the agenda? Yeah, y'all seen it. He definitely glitched. He definitely glitched. And I'm going to play it back one more time because, you know, I know you brothers and sisters can see this, right? I know y'all can see this.
Devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth. Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot.
Y'all seen that? That's AI. That's AI, bro. Trust me, I know the AI, which also points to the fact that all of it can be AI. Everything that you see happening can be AI. All of it, the entire situation. But neither here or there. If it's AI or not, the outcome still remains the same. Somebody said NBC News is also reporting the glitch. Yeah, that's AI. Because you never see Trump address the nation like this, reading directly into a camera, reading so fluently and speaking so fluently. Trump doesn't do that. And this initial speech is a lot of lies. We're going to go right through it.
Who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there has never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are...
Now, Charlie Kirk is the same individual who said that we should bring back public executions. And he said they should be aired worldwide and they should be swift. And he actually went out in a public execution. Charlie Kirk also says he didn't believe in empathy and that empathy is a new age concept. And he also viewed it as weakness. So, you know, he openly said he didn't believe in empathy for any race of people. He hurled all kind of obscenities to college students. We played all the videos, man. Racial obscenities. So, you know, Charlie Kirk, he wasn't the guy that, you know, is being painted. He wasn't the guy that they're trying to paint him as. And they're, you know, we'll get into that later, but let's go.
With his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year.
So he's basically saying that us demonizing Charlie Kirk is the reason why he got popped. Not the fact that he was putting out a lot of negative energy. No, they saying the fact that we were demonizing him, that's the reason why it happened. And I say we because I'm talking about just free speech, free people who are able to express their thoughts on an individual. Now, of course, I wouldn't be in that category because I didn't speak about Charlie Kirk until after he passed away. So let that be known. I ain't nowhere near responsible for that man's downfall. But the blame was shifted to who? The people, not the person who actually did it. Now, watch the agenda that he's going to push.
In the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity.
Now listen.
Here's those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals.
Now, how do we know that it was anybody from the radical left who's responsible for Charlie Kirk's death? Does our president know what this implies? I don't believe this is our president. I believe it's AI. And we're going to go to the NBC clip too. They pointed out the glitch. That's a major CGI glitch. As someone who works with AI, someone who understands how it works, this is not the president. Someone who also studies body language and the fact that we never see Trump reading into the camera the way he's doing right now. He never does that, y'all. If y'all can find a video where Trump is looking directly into the camera, reading a teleprompter with no flaws, no mix-ups, show it to me. That's not his way of addressing the nation. This video is fake. It's fake. I'm telling you that right now. It's total AI. Totally AI.
This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as.
Now, okay, you had no information on the shooter. How does he know that there were organizations that funded the hit? How does he know it's a strong left democratic extremist? How does he know? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got to really use our minds here. Right now, because of what Trump said, the nation's on the brink of civil war. You got the strong right calling for civil war. They're literally rallying up to go fight strong left. They believe that they have to go do something because Charlie Kirk is a martyr because of the strong left. And you didn't even know who did the shooting. Something's not right about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
Those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations.
Now, when Trump delivers a speech like this, or AI Trump, when AI Trump delivers a message like this, we have to understand what this does for the strong right. To them, this is a rally cry. This is a battle cry. That they have to come together in unity and do something about the left. This is what this is, and we don't know who did it. I personally believe that it was an inside job. No doubt about that. And I don't think we will ever know who the real shooter is, regardless of who they pin it on. But one thing is for sure, and 2 things is for certain. They're not going to be able to pin it on one of our people. It wasn't a black face in that crowd in Utah. And if they do try to do something like that, the media is not, listen, the public is not going to believe it. Public is not going to believe it. So this right here is a major L. And I'm going to tell you what's happening here. It's divine intervention from the Most High. It's judgment. I know that I said that the whole thing could be AI. No. The Most High has his hands in all of this. And make no mistake about it, they took a major L. This looks really bad. So now they're moving out of desperation. They took a major L, you losing Charlie Kirk like that. A man who was deflecting when asked about mass shootings. His last words was a deflection about Chicago gang violence or gang violence in general. So the chances of it being an inside job is highly likely, or it could be a random, and it could be one of his own. Well, we pretty much know it's one of his own, regardless of Democrats and Republicans. They always trying to politicize something to bring what? More chaos and more divide in the country. A land divided can't stand.
Succumb. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America.
Now, we've never seen Donald Trump read so eloquently without even taking a breath. This is AI. We're going to look at the glitch one more time, and then I'm going to go to NBC News, who actually covered that, hey, something ain't right about this video.
Americans, I am filled. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot.
Y'all see that? That's CGI. That's CGI. Everybody participate. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all seen that. There's no way they're getting away with that one.
United in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot.
Soon as he said Charlie was a patriot. That's AI. So there's a lot of janky, weird stuff going on in this whole situation, man. It really is. And we're going to go real quick to NBC News, see what they had to say in regards to that glitch. And for those just joining, they're claiming that Trump got the guy. Well, they got the guy. Trump just announced it on Fox Morning News about 20 minutes ago. And they're not telling the identity yet, but they'll be doing that later on the news media.
Millions of views, suggesting that this video of Trump might be AI generated, specifically around this weird looking glitch.
Charlie was a patriot.
So last night, I started reaching out to digital forensics experts to see what they thought about it. I spoke with 2 university professors who study the technology and 2 companies that track and identify deepfakes. The professors both started by saying this is weird, especially that glitch, and the fact that Trump doesn't seem to move his hands for most of the video. However, all 4 experts I talked to said the video doesn't show evidence of being synthetically generated or a deepfake.
That's a lie. This is a lie.
And that the audio in particular is authentic. In short, they said this is evidence of multiple videos being stitched together, perhaps awkwardly. A White House spokesperson told me there was no AI used in this video and that anyone sharing deranged conspiracy theories should be ashamed of themselves. Trump's team frequently uses deepfakes in social media, but for memeing and messaging, never as far as...
So this is what NBC is trying to dispute. But ladies and gentlemen, first of all, Charlie was a good friend of Donald Trump. Why would they have to stitch together multiple videos? Why would they have to stitch together multiple videos for him to put out a message? Now, anybody who knows about editing videos, that type of glitch doesn't happen when editing the video. It's clearly AI. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I'll let you all be the judge of all of this. I just wanted to come through and share my thoughts in regards to the whole situation. Hey, it is what it is, brothers and sisters. I got more material coming. Y'all stay tuned out there. Y'all be blessed.